It's a mixed martial arts contest. It's a championship match set for 5 by 5 minute rounds. Nakashima, undefeated, is the shorter of the two. The USA versus Kyrgyzstan. Here's Dom Lau.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. 5 rounds of 5 minutes for the one welterweight world championship. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at circle side are Jason Kwek of Singapore, Thomas Genberg of Sweden, and Rosenberg Rossetti of the Philippines. This match is presented to you by Food Panda, food and more delivered. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is an American mixed martial arts champion, standing at 178 centimeters tall, holding a perfect mixed martial arts record of 12 wins and no losses. Training out of MMA Lab, representing the United States of America. Stepping into action is James Nakashima. And now, introducing his opponent out of the red corner. He stands at 183 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 22 wins and 4 losses. Training out of Novorossiysk Fight, representing Kyrgyzstan. Get ready for the reigning and defending one welterweight world champion, Kямrан Abbasov. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Justin Brown.
Gentlemen, center. You both know the rules. This is a championship match, and we will keep this clean. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Watch the headbutts. No striking the back of the head or spine. Let's watch the low blows. Touch gloves. Good luck, gentlemen. Back up.
Neither man blinking. Not breaking stare. The atmosphere for this one, incredible. It's just ready to explode. The welterweight championship of the world on the line. Kямrан Abbasov versus the undefeated challenger from the USA, James Nakashima. Michael Chavello, Mitch Chilson with you. Will Kямrан go hammering early on with the hands? That's how he likes to throw the strikes. He comes in swarming, says Kямran Abbasov. Nakashima will take his time, already shooting in for singles and doubles. Wants the champion on his back. If there's one place a wrestler, no matter what wrestling style they are, never wants to be, it's on their back.
Good defense shown by Abasov early as Nakashima shot him for that takedown. Abasov was able to defend.
Nakashima has never tasted defeat. He has figured out everybody. He was an LFA champion in the USA. He's come to one, he's remained undefeated, he's earned his title. And this is his chance to defeat an amazing champion. Let's go. A rampant performer in his first title defense. Abasov, there will come a point you feel that the champ will pull the trigger. When will it be? You see that crouched stance, chin tucked, hands high from Nakashima. Trained for quite a while with the greatest kickboxer of all time, Giorgio Petrosian.
You can see Abasov should have the advantage on the feet, especially in this early part of the match, but Nakashima has surprised us a lot of times. Every time he's been in there, he showcases different weapons in the stand-up. You can see Nakashima is slowly starting to dip his head to the wrong side of Abasov as he throws him to the canvas. Abasov is just so strong.
In the strength stakes, you'd have to give Abasov. There's a nice clipping left hook, though, from Nakashima. Drifts off counterclockwise, back to center circle. 3 minutes remains, first of 5. Southpaw stance here from Nakashima. High kick. Solid start here from both men. 2009 National Wrestling Champion, James Nakashima. Multiple champion in Greco-Roman wrestling, Kямран Аббасов. And of course holds that most coveted title of all, the One Championship Gold. This a more tentative start from Abasov than we're used to seeing. He does have tremendous respect for the skill set of James Nakashima.
Yeah, he knows the wrestling of Nakashima is extremely dangerous, and he wants to keep this match on the feet and keep trying to see if he can touch up Nakashima. You can see the way Nakashima in that southpaw position is kind of shifting his head to the right side of Abasov, which is a dangerous spot to put your head in. Abasov will tee off on you if you give him the right opening.
What Abasov wants to do is put his lead foot on the outside of James's lead foot to enable the right hand, which is public enemy #1 of the southpaw. So look for Kямrан to do that. Get his left on the outside of the right foot of James Nakashima. Jab 2 there from the champion. Beautiful round kick to the ribs there from Nakashima.
Nakashima did say earlier this week that he spent a lot of time circling to the safe side, as he calls it, the left side of Abasov. Nice little shot on a single leg, easily defended by Abasov.
Stuffs the takedown again, does Kямrан Abasov. That's okay, Nakashima will reset, figure out something else. Always thinking, very much a cerebral combatant is Nakashima as he goes to that back leg of the champion. Good overhand left, being the power hand of the southpaw. That was perfectly timed from Mr. Perfect. With timing like that, Nakashima should be Swiss.
Nice left hand. You can see he has spent a lot of time working in his stand-up, but he's also gotten back to his wrestling roots as well. He had work with 3 Division I wrestlers out in his camp, so he spent a lot of time out there at the lab working with a lot of high-level wrestlers. So he feels very confident going into this matchup, not just focusing on the striking, but developing an entirely well-rounded game. Let's see what he's like inside the clinch. He's got the underhook on the right side, and he's trying to utilize some shoulder bumps.
Nakashima staying heavy on the champion. Abasov turns him, a little tango against the wall here. Nakashima out of the 2 has looked for the more takedowns in the opening round with the singles and doubles. Body clinch now, turns the champion back against the wall. Little knee to the round of 5. This is a fantastic contest. Putting the title on the line in his first ever defense, Kямrан Abasov against undefeated challenger James Nakashima. Left hand cross, inside leg kick. Now, Mitch, what problems present when you are competing, if this is, we'll preface, if this is a broken nose for Abasov?
It's going to really restrict breathing. He has to now breathe out of his mouth, which means he has to open his mouth up, which sets your jaw in a very awkward position, and it also enables you to get knocked out. But you also can't blow your nose as well, which is kind of just a habit when you get into the deep water of a match trying to blow out your nose. But you got to be very cautious of that, and every time James Nakashima lands that left hand, that's going to hurt.
And you see now Nakashima, as we said, a genius. The IQ is off the charts. He's going after the nose of Abasov with that left hand. Just a break here.
Take a second. You got me, all right?
Looks like it was an inside leg kick that just caught James Nakashima a little bit high. He looks like he's okay. His face still hasn't changed.
I was about to say, he's got one of the great poker faces in the whole combat world, Nakashima. You never know what he is thinking. All you know is that he is thinking all the time, every second. Thoughts going through Nakashima's mind as to how he can dismantle opponents.
And you get that sense when you speak to him. He is so articulate and he communicates so well his game plan. He's a great interview.
Originally grew up as a fan of pro wrestling. His father got him into real wrestling. We're glad he did. He conquered the wrestling world and now looking to conquer mixed martial arts and become the man, the champion in the welterweight division.
Quick little level change there, but Abasov was able to use that overhook on his right side to keep him up. this is kind of rare territory because Nakashima is usually successfully completing these takedowns. And he's been stuffed like 3 or 4 times now on his takedown attempts as Abasov starts to unload by picking him up.
Mitch, have we seen this one go to ground yet?
No, there hasn't been. Like every single takedown attempt has been stopped.
Are you surprised we haven't seen anyone go to ground yet?
Not really. These are two very high-level wrestlers, and a lot of times when you see two high-level wrestlers compete, their grappling kind of nullifies each other, and we see a stand-up battle.
Uppercut nicely scooped in there from the champion Abasov. Jab out of southpaw stance for James Nakashima. Uppercut again from Abasov. Bit of a bolo punch developing now. Maybe he senses a chink in the armor of Nakashima. It could be on the chin, through the guard, coming up with a diesel piston of an uppercut. There's another one from Abasov. Is there an opening there, Dragon?
Yeah, Abasov needs to be a little bit more active because you could see in the first part of that match, Nakashima was getting very aggressive, pushing forward, looking for that left hand again. But now Abasov has found a chink and he's starting to come underneath with that uppercut. And watch, let's see if Nakashima can figure that out.
Nakashima with the jab. Drop down for a low single, but Abasov removed the leg. Outside leg kick there from James. Drifts back to center circle. Inside leg kick from Kямrан. 1 for 1 on the leg kicks. Champion and challenger. 2:12 remaining. Second of 5. Plenty of movement. Neither man flat-footed. Neither a stagnant target. Right hand lead there from Kямrан Abasov. Nakashima plows through with a left hand followed by an outside thigh kick. High single leg here from the Greco-Roman wrestler, the champion, Kямran Abasov. But Nakashima maintains his vertical base.
That was good balance shown by Nakashima right there. He's got that underhook on his right side. He's going to try to pry him up, but a big high crotch takedown landed by Abasov, but Nakashima popped right back up.
Posted on that right arm, which can be dangerous. You always run the risk of popping the elbow up if you defend those takedowns by extending your arm, but Nakashima did it well.
Now that nose is starting to leak from Kямran Abasov.
Well, if it wasn't a target enough after the first round, it's now painted red. Short right hand there. Nakashima edges forward.
Let's go. 3-2.
Mitch, when you are damaged like the champion is at the moment, we know the physical effects, but what about psychologically? You're in the second round, first title defense, you're feeling your nose is damaged. Does it take a psychological toll on you?
It can, especially if you start to see your own blood, you know, you made me bleed my own blood kind of thing. But we're also seeing that Abasov doesn't really seem fazed by it. He's not messing with his nose. He's not pawing at it. There's not really any acknowledgement whatsoever that anything is really truly wrong. And that's good. He's got a good poker face as well.
Jab. Inside leg kick, late check there from Abasov. Nakashima slowly, methodically, surely turning up the pressure on the champion. Getting in, getting out, landing on the inside. Nakashima defends against the high kick. James has turned it on in the second round.
10 seconds.
You can see why he's dubbed Mr. Perfect. Right hand falls short for the champion. Punt kick there.
Which is a very high scoring category in our global rule set. So maybe right now I would give Nakashima a slight edge, but Abasov is doing a lot of good work, doing a lot of, you know, good movement, showcasing a lot of things, a lot of takedown defense going on here. But Nakashima is slowly starting to build. He's starting to build that pressure. He's looking like he's building to a perfect crescendo.
Step forward, keep going forward.
The thing with Abasov is if he decides to put the foot down, if he decides to swarm a couple of punches to the jaw, he can knock out anybody.
Nice little entry on the takedown there. Usually you see, you know, when people are opposite stances, they only go for that single leg, but that time Nakashima shot him for a double leg, but beautiful defense coming from Kямran Abasov as he starts to throw that 1-2.
This is one of the most entertaining welterweight championship matches we have ever seen. Anything could happen at any time. Inside leg kick was a thumper, so too from James Nakashima. You heard the thud of the shin to that femoral profunda. Wild uppercut, almost took out the ring lights there from Abasov. Nakashima with the jab. Abasov's hands are dropping a little. He's got to keep them up high, guard the nose, guard the jaw. Inside leg kick again from Abasov. One of the key weapons also to use against a southpaw, it's always been the inside leg kick. They are ripe for it. They are open for it. Off your power leg, your right leg when you're in orthodox stance.
Beautiful job by James Nakashima to get it finally to the canvas as he shot in for that single, turned the corner and put Abasov down. That's going to score heavily at this point.
Okay, Mitch, here we go. It's changed up. First time on the ground.
Good job by James Nakashima. Now this is where you start to see James Nakashima excel. His topside pressure is something intense.
Now it comes down to wrestler versus wrestler and which style is going to reign supreme.
Greco-Roman against freestyle. You can see Nakashima's trying to posture up, but immediately postures back up. But a beautiful job to spin around, cut through the guard of Abasov. And now Nakashima is in side control. He likes this position.
What are the key features in freestyle wrestling, Dragon?
A lot of it just comes with the ability to attack the legs, and that's what we're seeing with the takedown attempts coming from James Nakashima, is the ability to shoot in and go after those legs. We're not seeing a lot of those same attempts coming from Abasov. And this is the difference right here. That topside pressure coming from James Nakashima is so intense.
Good, James. Perfect.
Nakashima will look to pass here.
Now elbow with that other hand.
A real tussle on the ground past the halfway point of this contest for the World Welterweight Championship, the greatest world title on the planet. It's held by Kямrан Abbasov, but Mr. Perfect, undefeated challenger James Nakashima from America wants it. The man who wrestled in college in Nebraska.
Watch that head position come from James Nakashima. He's going to drive that head right underneath the chin of Kямran Abbasov and try to keep him flat on his back. He stepped over one. Good job by Kямran Abbasov to keep those butterfly hooks. See how he's got his legs on the inside? James is going to keep trying to step over those legs.
The question we've asked for weeks leading up to this one was, how do you find a blemish on a perfect athlete? How do you find a flaw on a seemingly flawless competitor? That is the riddle that Abasov is trying to solve right now.
See how he's trying to float over those legs? Abasov is doing a good job of keep trying to slide that knee across the body of Nakashima so Nakashima can't fully take side control. But right now he's got that head, like his left arm controlling the head, which is a bad spot because there's a choke there. If Nakashima can actually get into side control. If Nakashima drives his shoulder into the throat like he's trying to do right there, that's a choke.
Is this how the riddle is solved?
1 minute left in the
See how
third
he's
round.
pinned his arm, Abasov's arm inside his shoulder like that? There's a choke right there.
Nakashima has the choke on Abasov, even though it looks like Abasov has the choke on Nakashima?
Exactly. He's got to apply a lot of pressure, but Abasov is able to get that arm out.
Well, great call there from Mitch Chilson. I mean, for me, and I'm sure for most of you watching at home, you thought that it was Abasov who had the upper hand in that exchange, and he was choking Nakashima. But as Mitch said, it wasn't the case.
It's called a Von Flu choke, Michael. It's a very sneaky choke, especially how Nakashima had his arm pinned in his side like that, so Abasov couldn't let go of the headlock. This is that topside pressure that I was talking about. It's just so dominant. Even somebody as big and as strong as Abasov is having a hard time dealing with this pressure from Nakashima.
The last American to hold the welterweight gold was, of course, Ben Askren. Will it go back to the USA again, the welterweight strap? Will it go with James Nakashima? Abasov needs to find a way to turn the tide. 4th of 5, we're moving to the business end of this championship match.
Good job by the cut man to get that nose to stop leaking like it was. Hats off to the one cut man.
Outside leg kick from James.
Stop! Here.
The athlete is good to continue, ladies and gentlemen, and this match will resume.
Ready? Let's go!
You wonder if Nakashima
guys.
will actually crack a smile should he win the gold tonight. It would be well earned, but you cannot write off Kямran Abasov. I'm telling you, folks, it'll take just one swarming flurry forward from Abasov. Can drop anybody. Nice tuck under there from Nakashima. James tries to tango him back against the wall. Gets there now. Chance for the knees off the right. You see Abasov defending against that. James tries to lift him. No avail. Little shoulder thrust there.
Yeah, this is Abbasov's world. He likes these upper body clinches, and he's very good at defending these types of takedowns. He's got that overhook or a whizzer on that right side, so he's going to use that to kind of keep Nakashima up, so Nakashima can't drop down and start attacking those legs. That's what Nakashima has to do if he wants to get this takedown, is he has to attack those legs.
Popping left hand there, got some applause from his corner from Nakashima.
Now go to the elbow, go to the rim. Pummel inside, pummel inside.
Calling for a double inside. They want both the arms inside there. Drops down for a double. The corner called for that. You see how Nakashima listens to his corner. And once again, back to center circle. Inside leg kick connects to that femoral profunda. Hurting the lead leg of the champion. You just get the inkling, you get the tingling sensation that pretty soon Abasov is going to put the foot down, is going to throw hell for leather at James. Uppercut on the inside there from Kямrан Abbasov. Inside leg kick again from Nakashima. It's prime weapon for him. It is landing every time. And you see, that's another part of the smarts of Nakashima. He knows that Abasov likes to flurry, likes to swarm with the hands. What's the best way to shut down a boxer, a puncher, kick out his legs?
But he's also doing a beautiful job of keeping Abasov on his back foot. He's not allowing him to establish control and really control the circle. He's keeping him on his back foot. I'd like to see him utilize a little bit more of that jab. Just start touching him on the bridge of that nose, because you can see Abasov is starting to paw at that nose. It's starting to bother him a little bit. Nakashima's got to sense that and turn it up right now.
The heavy breathing you're hearing is Abasov. Is it a matter of running out of steam, Mitch, or is it a matter of the broken nose, the possibly broken nose, causing him problems and having to breathe through the mouth?
No, he still looks very light on his feet. He's still moving around well. He's not really labored in a lot of his movement, but I do think it's probably the nose. And Nakashima has to go after that. Keep touching him with that jab on that nose.
Oh, he caught him! He's rocked him! There it is! There it is! Here's Abasov's opportunity, the high knee! Nakashima in trouble! Here comes the flurry! Here comes the swarm! Here comes Kямrан Abbasov! Nakashima backed up for the first time! He was rattled! He was shaken! He's still shaken! Oh my! Nakashima in big trouble! It's good night, Irene! It took one swarm, one flurry, one incredible moment for the champion to retain the title.
Defended it in fashion. Oh my Lord! Wow! What a tremendous in the fourth round. Catches Nakashima with a beautifully timed knee. Wobbles Nakashima. He sensed, you could see immediately Nakashima went to the wrestling, tried to shoot him for that single leg. Abasov kept defending, What an incredible knockout finish for Kямrан Abasov.
Jubilation for Abasov. We said you could not write him off. Even though Nakashima was controlling him, dictating the pace in every aspect, it would take only one pull of the trigger, a swarm, a flurry, for Abasov to swing the pendulum.
Caught him coming in. He was gonna throw the roundhouse, but when you lead with your hip like that and you throw the knee, you can either catch him with the roundhouse or you can catch him with the knee. It was perfect. He knew he had James Nakashima hurt and he started to go after him. Nakashima did everything he could to stay inside this match, but Kямran Abasov, being the champion that he is, went after him, started to hurt him with the ground and pound. Check this out. Watch how he throws this kick. He throws the knee, boom! Catches James Nakashima right on the side of the head. Look how tough Nakashima is. Took it like a champ. Tried to stay in there, but he just couldn't come back from it. Look at this. Tried to step over, didn't want to do that. Came right across with the hammer fist. The referee was forced to jump in and stop the action.
One of the most thrilling matches we have ever seen. Let's go to Don Lau.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Justin Brown, has called a stop to this contest after 3 minutes and 27 seconds in the fourth round. For your winner, by way of technical knockout, and still one welterweight world champion, Kямrан Abbasov.
The reign of gold continues for Kямrан Abbasov. One moment that turns it all around. Nakashima experiences defeat for the first time, but what an effort from Nakashima. And the gold over the shoulder once again. His first title defense, a roaring success. Against adversity, perhaps a broken nose early on, Kямran Abbasov is still the welterweight world champion here at One Championship. You can see the relief on his face, the joy. So much hard work has paid off for Abbasov. For Nakashima, it's time to go back, figure out what went wrong, and fix it. And you know that he will. It was a tremendous performance from James Nakashima. But the man who likes to swarm, who likes to flurry, he did that. And that's how he undid the previously flawless Mr. Perfect James Nakashima. Sensational Abbasov. What a finish. Made sure that he finished. Knew he had to finish. Let's go to Mitch now with the champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your champion, Kямrан Abbasov. What a tremendous display of heart and determination. What is next for the champion, Kямrан Abbasov?
Следующий эпизод. Я не знаю, я готов защищать этот пояс снова и снова. Как я и говорил, здесь я король, а свою я никому не отдам. Это мой октагон, мой пояс. Пусть хоть кого ставят.
I don't know what's next. I'm ready to defend this belt again and again. As I said, I'm the king here. I'm not going to give it away to anyone. This is my circle, my belt, and I don't care which opponent they are going to give me next.
Excellent performance. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Kямran Abbasov.
And what a champion, Kямran Abbasov. He did it in style tonight. Up against tremendous adversity for the first 3 rounds, and then the flurry, the swarm, the hands came on strong. First title defense, a success, and Abbasov says, bring them all.